You ever wonder who tracks, monitors, issues advisories and warnings for all of the cyclones all around the world? Well, you're going to find that out today in this video, along with some other information about hurricanes and cyclones. We're going to start with the organizations that have the responsibility of monitoring, tracking, issuing warnings and advisories for cyclones all around Earth. At the top of that pyramid is the World Meteorological Organization, which is a part of the UN. Beneath them are 10 tropical cyclone warning centers, and each one of those are assigned to one of 7 cyclone basins. In one case, a country is assigned more than one basin, and in 2 cases, each basin is divided between multiple countries. The US is responsible for 2, North Atlantic and Eastern Pacific, but the US divided the Eastern Pacific into 2, the Central Pacific and the Eastern Pacific. The 2 places that track hurricanes in the US is the National Hurricane Center out of Miami and the Central Pacific Hurricane Center out of Honolulu. The Western Pacific is handled by Japan's Meteorological Agency. The North Indian Ocean is handled by India Meteorological Department. The Southwest Indian Ocean is handled by Meteo France Reunion. The ocean around Australia is known as the Australian region, and it is handled by 3 different nations: the Indonesian Geophysical Agency, the Papua New Guinea National Weather Service, and the Australian Bureau of Meteorology. And finally, you have the Southern Pacific, which is handled by the Fiji Meteorological Service and the Meteorological Service of New Zealand. There is one other area that, while it's not official, tends to have some tropical cyclones at times, and that is the South Atlantic off the coast of Brazil, and that is handled by Brazil. In this section, we're going to talk about the classification of hurricanes slash cyclones. Here in the West, they're called hurricanes. In the Western Pacific, with Japan, they're called typhoons. Everywhere else around the world, they're known as cyclones. Here in the West, the classification is as follows. When a storm begins to spin, as long as the wind speed stays below 39 miles an hour, it's a tropical depression. It becomes a tropical storm when wind speeds reach 39 miles an hour and up to 73 miles an hour. It officially becomes a Category 1 hurricane when the wind speed reaches 74 miles an hour up to 95 miles an hour. A Category 2 hurricane has wind speeds between 96 miles an hour to 110 miles an hour. A Category 3 hurricane has wind speeds between 111 miles an hour and 129 miles an hour. A Category 4 hurricane has wind speeds between 130 miles an hour and 156 miles an hour. And the last category is a Category 5 hurricane, which has wind speeds of 157 miles an hour and up. The strongest Atlantic hurricane ever recorded is Hurricane Allen in 1980 that had wind speeds that reached 190 miles an hour. And the strongest Eastern Pacific hurricane was Hurricane Patricia in 2015 with wind speeds that reached 215 miles an hour. In the Western Pacific cyclone classification, there is officially 4 categories. Unofficially, there is a 5th, which is called a super typhoon, which is equivalent to our Cat 5 hurricanes. The official categories are this: tropical depression, wind speeds less than 39 miles an hour. Tropical storm, wind speeds between 39 miles an hour to 54 miles an hour. Severe tropical storm, wind speeds between 55 miles an hour and 73 miles an hour. And typhoon, which is 74 miles an hour and up. The typhoon with the strongest wind speeds ever recorded in the Western Pacific is Nancy, which happened in 1961 and had wind speeds that reached 214 miles an hour. And the largest cyclone ever recorded on Earth, as far as we know, is Typhoon Tip, which happened in 1979 and had a diameter of 1,380 miles or 2,220 kilometers. And it also had a peak wind speed of 190 miles an hour. Now we head to the Southeast Indian Ocean and the Southwest Pacific. And its classification is as follows: 39 miles an hour and less, tropical depression. Tropical cyclone category 1 is between 40 miles an hour and 54 miles an hour. Tropical cyclone category 2 is between 55 miles an hour and 73 miles an hour. Tropical cyclone category 3 is between 74 miles an hour and 98 miles an hour. Tropical cyclone category 4 is 99 miles an hour and 123 miles an hour. And tropical cyclone category 5 is 124 miles an hour and up. The strongest cyclone to ever hit the Indian Ocean is Cyclone Fani in 2019, with wind speeds peaking at 175 miles per hour. And the strongest cyclone ever to hit the South Pacific was Cyclone Winston in 2016, and it had wind speeds that peaked at 180 miles an hour. Next up is the Southwest Indian Ocean cyclone classification, and it goes like this. Tropical disturbance is wind speeds below 31 miles an hour. Tropical depression is wind speeds between 32 miles an hour and 38 miles an hour. Moderate tropical storm, wind speeds between 39 miles an hour and 54 miles an hour. Severe tropical storm, wind speeds between 55 miles an hour and 73 miles an hour. Tropical cyclone, wind speeds between 74 miles an hour and 102 miles an hour. Intense tropical cyclone, wind speeds between 103 miles an hour and 132 miles an hour. And very intense tropical cyclone, wind speeds at 133 miles an hour and up. This next one is the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. Both are part of the Indian Ocean, north above the equator. The Bay of Bengal is on the east side of India, while the Arabian Sea is on the west side of India. And both are handled by India. And these are the classifications. Depression, wind speed 31 miles an hour and less. Deep depression, wind speeds between 32 miles an hour and 38 miles an hour. Cyclonic storm, winds between 39 miles an hour and 54 miles an hour. Severe cyclonic storm, winds between 55 miles an hour and 73 miles an hour. Very severe cyclonic storm, winds between 74 miles an hour and 102 miles an hour. Extremely severe cyclonic storm, winds between 103 miles an hour and 137 miles an hour. And a super cyclonic storm, which is 137 miles an hour and up. The final one that we have is the South Atlantic. It is not an official cyclone basin, but it is handled by Brazil, and they follow the North Atlantic classification. And Brazil handles and names the storms and tracks them. Now, contrary to popular belief, there is tropical storms, tropical cyclones that happen in the South Atlantic. they are rare, and you can go several years without having any, and then you can have a year in which 3 or 4 of them pop up. But on average, it seems as if there is 2 to 3 tropical storms every 2 to 3 years. When they do happen, they happen off the eastern coast of Brazil, and it is the Brazil Navy Hydrographic Center that names them. The reason they are so rare is because there is strong wind shear in the upper atmosphere that tends to stop them from forming. There has been one verified hurricane that happened in the South Atlantic, and that hurricane is Hurricane Katrina. It happened in 2004, and it became a Cat 2 hurricane with the highest wind speed of 100 miles an hour. The fact is, they only started paying attention to tropical storms and hurricanes in the South Atlantic in the early 2000s. Before that, the belief was that hurricanes and tropical storms could not form in the South Atlantic. Now they know that belief is wrong. And the final place where tropical cyclones happen and the occasional hurricane happens is the Mediterranean. Again, they are rare, but when they do happen, they are called medicanes. And the wind speed is typically in the high 50s and mid 60s. In 2018, one tropical storm achieved Cat 1 status in the Mediterranean. And in 2020, another one achieved Cat 2 status. And that's all we have for this video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if there's anything you think I left out, drop it in the comments and I may make another one. Anyway, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.